Hey guys, it's Steve. So first off, Happy New Year. Today's the first day of the year, so I hope you've had a great break so far. Good times with friends and family. It is raining here in Florida and it's supposed to rain all day today and tomorrow, but fortunately one of my smokers, my Cookshack electric smoker, is under our enclosed porch, so we're not going to let the rain keep us from cooking today. So what we're going to do is we're going to feature another one of the Frontier Meats products, and we're going to be smoking one of their standing rib roast. And then I'm also going to make two toppings to complement it. We're going to do a creamed onion topping and then also a horseradish topping. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and take a look at our standing rib roast. This cut of meat has several names. It often goes by prime rib, a beef roast, or a standing rib roast. One of the things that you need to keep in mind is that it's really technically only referred to as prime rib if the grade of the meat is prime. So a prime roast is going to be a lot more expensive than other grades. And the Frontier Meats standing rib roast that we have here is USDA choice, but what they do is they wet age for 28 days, so it's still an incredibly high quality cut of meat. So I kind of want to walk you through this cut of meat, talk about a couple different things. First of all, a lot of people like to, this is a 3-bone roast. You can see the 3 bones right here. And obviously they're still intact. A lot of people like to keep those on and then during the cook and then just kind of cut them off when they go to carve it up. Some people cut it off and then tie it all back up. I'll post a link in the description of the video. It's kind of a myth that having the bones on is going to provide a lot of flavor to the adjacent meat throughout this cut. AmazingRibs.com has a really great article that kind of debunks that myth, and really the meat that is immediately adjacent to the bones, in between the bones, is the only thing that's going to really benefit from the flavor of the bones. So what I like to do is I cut off the bones and the chine bone that's up here. I'm sorry, the chine bone is up here. And so what I do is I cut that off because I want a nice little bark over every side of this cut of meat. So all you have to do is, this has been sitting out for a while, it's gotten close to room temperature, and you want to take a nice sharp boning knife, and all you have to do is just start by following the bones. So you just kind of start digging into here just like this, and it's just going to walk all the way down it. Again, be very careful when you're using a really sharp boning knife like this, and you just continue to come all the way down it, and it's pretty straightforward. The knife's going to do all the work for you. So you see it starts peeling back. Get a good grip on it, start peeling it back just like this. And then what I do is I flip it over. So see, it's already just about completely off, and here's our chine bone up here. You just kind of come in at a real steep angle like this, and it's going to come off here in just a second. Again, watch out for your fingers. Alright, just like, come on, there we go, just like that. Alright, so again, chine bone up here and the rib bones. This is an excellent cut of meat, so what you can do is just throw this on and kind of smoke these like beef ribs and enjoy those. You could put them in a vac seal these or something like that, and maybe do it later. I'm just going to throw them on the smoker. Alright, but we'll set these aside for now. And so what we've got here is, up here on the top, this whole piece right here is the eye of the rib eye, and then up top here, this is the rib cap. So a lot of people, you can put your finger straight through here if you actually want to separate this. A lot of people cut this rib cap off and make cap steaks. This is a very just incredibly tasteful piece of meat. A lot of people just throw it on the grill. You can slow smoke it, but what I like to do is I just keep this whole thing together, and we're just going to basically slow smoke it at about 250 and just you know, have a great tasting piece of standing rib roast here. So we do have some of the hard fat right through here that I'm going to remove, and then we're going to get it seasoned up. Okay, so what I've done is I went ahead and removed some of the hard fat that was up underneath the rib cap up here, and then I just took some cooking twine and just 2 pieces and just tied it together. So you have this nice kind of circular shape here. This is what you're shooting for with these rib roasts, because you want to have even cooking through this. I'm going to be shooting for about an internal of about 125. And if you don't tie it up like this, the edges will get cooked a lot quicker before the middle's done. So you just take a couple pieces, just like I did there, and just kind of tie it up. And then what we're going to be using today is the Oakridge Santamaria Rub. It's an excellent rub on beef. It's got a lot of great aromatics in it. And so we're just going to spread this all over it and give it a nice little coat. Just rub that into the meat, get all 4 sides. Alright, so we've got all 4 sides now. This thing is looking gorgeous. And I'm going to prepare the ribs that I cut off the same way, just with a little of this Santamaria rub. And we're going to wait for our Cookshack to come up to temp. Again, I'm going to be smoking this thing at about 250, and we'll pick back up outside at the cooker. Alright guys, we've got our Smokette Elite electric smoker here up to 250. So we've got our prime rib roast here. And then I'm just going to take this meat probe, just put it right into the middle. Alright, just like that. And then I'm going to throw these leftover ribs on here as well. Kind of slide those up underneath there just like that. And we're going to go ahead and slide that back. Make sure our drip pan is right underneath. All I'm using is 1 tiny chunk of oak wood. You don't want to hit prime rib with a lot of smoke. You just want a little bit. So I'm thinking this is going to be about 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. And if it starts getting down to crunch time, I might have to heat this thing up to about 275, 300. But I want to go nice and low and slow on this. So we're going to go ahead and get the lid shut, and we'll pick back up soon. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and whip up our horseradish sauce here. Incredibly easy. All we've got here is about a cup of sour cream. Alright, then we've got a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Got about a tablespoon of some fresh chopped chives. And then we've got a 1/4 cup of some prepared horseradish. And then we're just going to toss in a little bit of some black pepper. And then just a little bit of salt. That's all you got to do is take a whisk and just go ahead and whisk this up. If you've never had prime rib before, these horseradish sauces just go so good with the meat. And that's it. That's all you got to do. So we got a nice chunky horseradish sauce here, and we're just going to go ahead and set that aside. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our creamy onion topping. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of bacon, get this on our cast iron skillet here. I'm going to use 3 pieces. This is going to end up being used as a topping for this onion topping here. So we'll just garnish it with this bacon once it's done and we'll chop it up. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cooked. Alright guys, our bacon is nice and done here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this and let this drain on a paper towel. And then I'm going to get rid of most of the bacon fat. I'm just going to leave like about a tablespoon or 2 for our onions to saute in. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get our onions tossed in here. A lot of the recipes you find online for this kind of creamy onion dish call for the little mini pearl onions. I couldn't find those in my grocery store. They're kind of hard to find. A lot of times they're in the frozen food section. I couldn't find them. So what I'm doing is I'm just using about a medium Vidalia onion that I've just kind of chunked up some. So this will work just fine. And we're just going to go ahead and start getting these nice and caramelized. Alright, now that our onions have started to caramelize up nicely, what we're going to go ahead and do now is add a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And then I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And then a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to knock the heat down a little bit, and we're going to let this heavy cream reduce down by about half. Alright, so we've reduced this down by at least half. It's probably a little bit more than that. Got a nice creamy texture here. This is what we're shooting for. The last step of this is we've got 2 tablespoons of sherry cooking wine. So we're just going to put that in there and stir this up and let that go about 3-4 more minutes. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put our onions in this little bowl here. These smell absolutely amazing. Alright, there we go. And then all we're going to do now is take our bacon and just load this up on the top. And then we've got some chopped up scallions here, and we're going to do the same thing. And there we go, great presentation. We'll just stick a spoon in there, and that's going to be ready to top our prime rib here in a few minutes. Alright guys, my Maverick is reading at 125. So our rib roast is done here because I'm going to let it rest for about 10-15 minutes. So it should probably rest up to about 130, which is exactly where I want it. Let's go ahead and open this guy. It's looking awesome. Gorgeous color. I'm going to let those ribs keep going, but our roast is definitely done. Go ahead and pull that, and we'll throw our ribs back on for a little bit longer, but I'll pick back up in the kitchen so we can take a look at this rib roast. Okay guys, it's been about 15 minutes. I'll let this rest for a while, so it is definitely time to go ahead and slice into this guy. This is looking absolutely amazing. Woo! Look at that. Oh my gosh. That looks phenomenal. So as I was showing you guys earlier, when I was prepping this thing, you see a little line of fat right through here that has broken down now, which is going to be super tasty. But this muscle right up here that I kind of wrapped around and tied down with the string, that's the rib cap. So you can kind of see the separation very clearly now. Then we've got some awesome fat over here on the outside. I'll go ahead and do another little slice real quick. I mean, look how just incredibly tender that is. Oh my gosh, that's phenomenal. I'll be back in just a second. We'll throw our 2 toppings on one of these pieces. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take some of this amazing looking, oops, spilled a little bit there, a little bit of our onion topping here with the bacon and chives. Take that and just put a little right on the top, just like that. Alright. And then we're going to take some of our homemade horseradish sauce here and just kind of sprinkle just a little dab of that right on top. That's all you need. And now what we've all been waiting for. Gosh, man, this is so incredibly tender. Came out a perfect medium rare. Let's get us a good bite here. Alright, there we go. Awesome looking little bite. Let's try this out. Gosh, guys, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's try one more bite here. Goes so good with those onions and the horseradish. Look at that right there. Tell you what, guys, that rib roast from Frontier Meats is just phenomenal. Just, again, they wet age theirs for about 28 days, so amazing flavor. So thanks so much to Frontier Meats for this awesome cut of meat that they sent my way. And try this out. Try a couple of these toppings out next time you go to cook one of these, and let me know what you think. Happy New Year again to everybody, and I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you again soon.